Welcome back, listeners. This is episode number 119 of the Hit Pause podcast. The podcast will give you all of your YouTube recommendations for the week. I am here with my co-host. His name is David. You can say hi now.
Oh, okay.
You just say,
hi, people. This is me.
You just say, yep, like, that's right. That's correct.
Yep.
That is my
100%,
name. Yep.
100%
Acknowledged.
accurate.
My name is Ayman, and this week I have got I'm a YouTube This is a YouTube podcast, and I'm going to be talking about a YouTuber who talks about YouTubers. So I don't know what that adds up to, but I'm going to be talking about
listening to a YouTuber. Well, you are listening to a YouTuber recommending a YouTuber who watches YouTube videos.
Exactly. So yeah, my recommendation this week is SunnyV2. Who's yours, David?
My recommendation is a food channel with the host called Sunny, by the way, and that channel is called Best Ever Food Review Show.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yep.
So before we get into the channels of the week, let us give our video recommendations of the week. As always, a few little nuggets, recommendations of videos to watch. I, for one, have watched a fair amount of YouTube this past week. I've got 16 hours in the last week.
I got 10.
10, okay, not bad. Double digits. I always like to see that with you, David.
Yeah, single is of the past.
Yeah, exactly.
We are no longer single.
Yeah. So the first video I actually wanted to mention was by a channel that a guy we've covered before, Nocarrick. I'm going to call him a friend of the show because he responded to our comment, or he commented on the podcast. Actually, I got he actually favorited my comment on this video I'm talking about now, so pretty proud of that. But he posted a video. The video is just, as usual, a comedy sketch, and it's talking about when you fight with your friends. And okay, it gets kind of violent. You know, they're pretending to like hit each other or like murder each other. It's not like, it's not really gruesome or anything like that. It's no worse than your average movie or whatever. But this video was age restricted. Not just any old age restricted. When I tried to watch the video, it said, this is age restricted. You need to prove your age with either a photo verification or a credit card. Yeah. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I am dead serious.
Okay, all right. Can I, not to interrupt, but can I take a step back, all right? Because there's two layers, right, that we've seen before. We've seen one where you're not signed in, blah, blah, blah. Then there's that one from that Adult Swim video that we watch a lot.
So I was going to mention that as well, yeah.
And then now there's this. I've never heard of this
Yes. Okay, so whilst I'm talking about this, you go on your phone and check it out. But go on Nocarrick's channel, and it's one of his most recent videos. I think second most recent. It's called "When You Fight with Your Friends," and just click it and you'll see what happens. But whilst you're doing that, so it pops up with this thing. It says, if you want to do a picture verification, it's going to take several days. If you want to do verification with a credit card, it doesn't cost you any money or anything. It's just to verify, and you can watch the video instantly. So I went ahead and did that and was able to watch the video. Wow. And actually, he even mentioned it in the comments himself. He's like, thanks for the age restriction, YouTube. You are pure garbage. But yeah, as you mentioned, David, there's that other video, the That's a Nice Grill video, which is maybe it's definitely one of my favorite videos on the whole platform. But it's basically this guy saying, I want you to grill me, as in put me on the barbecue and grill me till I'm dead. And it's
animated as well.
Animated, but it's pretty gruesome topic and whatever. But that video, when you try to watch it, it says, disturbing content warning or something like that. Are you and then you have to click okay, fine, and then you can watch it. But yeah, this is different. This is a different warning that says make sure you're old enough, which I don't understand, because is that not the same thing, or because that video, the grill video, you do not have to prove your age for. I tested that.
Yeah, you just have to say you're okay with what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, is what Nocarrick got like the more extreme version, or is it just because it could just be because the grill video is just older and that's what was set on it before?
Or do you think the channel subscribers matter? That could be a factor too.
Yeah, I mean maybe so. But
I will say, having tested it whilst you were talking, on my phone it doesn't ask, but on the PC it does.
Really? Are you same account?
Yep, same account.
Interesting.
Maybe because I tried the PC first and I saw it. I didn't do anything, and then I tried it on my phone and it worked. So it's not like I've played the video yet.
No,
so
it should. Yeah, it should still. It should still do it either way. So that's pretty interesting, actually. But it's probably gonna pop up like, you know, I don't know, probably a bug or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, it's really, it's very strange and it's inconsistent. I mean, I'm looking on my phone right now on my other account, and I do have it. Complete a brief check to show that you're old enough to watch this video.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that is the first time I've ever seen that warning.
Equivalent of going into a bar and just being like, ask for ID. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So anyway, I don't know what the point is of trying to make, but you know, go and support that video because he's getting fewer views than usual on it. I mean, he doesn't really pull views a lot because his content does all get age restricted. I mean, it doesn't get age restricted to this level, but you know, it does get age restricted. Also, this was another note, but he flashed his in a video recently. He flashed his like earnings, and he's got 20K subs, and it was just crazy low. But it's a bit unrepresentative because his channel is so kind of edgy and not advertiser friendly. I'm sure he's just getting low monetization or whatever. But yeah, pretty interesting. Anyway, that's it on Nocarrick. But I recommend that video just to support him because he's such a good. Not everybody's going to like his content, to be fair, but it's old. We've talked about this before at length, but it is old school, edgy, messy, ridiculous YouTube, and you know, I love to see it. I want to see more like it
in this day and age.
Got to support the good creators, but yeah.
I mean, brief sidetrack. Speaking of monetization, do you get that email from Google as if you're a company yourself if you want to put ads on a YouTube video? Like it's like a survey that comes in like your promotions area in Gmail. But if you haven't seen it, it's basically Google just like saying, oh, if you do this, we'll give you like £75 credit. And it's like runs you through a survey and a little bit of a form.
Yeah. For AdSense, right? No, that's if you were a company wanting to run ads,
I did it all the way to the last step just because I kind of wanted to see how easy I guess Google makes it for you or like how it works. But yeah, interesting that you can pick the channel as well. Like, I mean, obviously that makes sense, but I thought like the default would be like on any video or maybe any category, but to pick a channel is pretty interesting because it's like almost expecting a company to be aware of the creators out there. But yeah, just thought it was weird. I tried to put one on my own and I was like, will I benefit from this? Pay for ads on my own YouTube videos. But yeah, anyway, video recommendation. So I've talked about this channel a lot. What's it called? South China Morning Post.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I went and watched some of that stuff after you spoke about it on a previous episode.
Oh yeah. No, they have some. It's just because they're like very short, informative videos. It's like I can't help but love to see what happens. But there was this video, it's a 2-minute video, and it's called "Trustworthy Kids Show Banknotes to the Security Camera Whilst the Shopkeeper is Away." Okay. And it's pretty heartwarming. It's just like somewhere in China, 2 kids, probably 8 years old, come in the store. They realize the shop owner's not there, but they really want whatever they bought. Let's just say it's an ice cream, for the sake of the example. And then like they're really working hard with that CCTV. So he comes in with like I think it's like 20, like a 20 yen note, or 20 something note, points it to the camera, goes and then like slips it on the table, clear as sight, then goes and then let's say the ice cream is like 10, he like shows it quite clearly and then does like the little hand sign for what he believes the change should be, goes to the change, brings the change, shows it to the CCTV camera.
What the hell?
And then is like, this is me taking the change, we all good. And then like again puts that 20 well sealed. His friend gets something and then they leave and they like shut it securely, like the door. And I don't know. And then it was just pretty good to see, because it was so easy to just steal whatever, and it's not in an area where, you know, everyone's wealthy. So, you know, it was pretty good to see. And then it was like kind of tweeted about and like shared across the country, like, more people should be like this or raise their kids like this. And you know what? I recommend it. Pretty good to see.
Okay, nice. Very wholesome. Yeah. The opposite of what I was talking about with Nocarrick. But yeah, okay. So the next on my list I have is another video by James Lee, who's actually another YouTuber that we have spoken about previously. He's an animator, but he doesn't just animate. He does animate, you know, cartoons, drawing, but he also animates. I don't actually even understand how he achieves his style, but he animates video of himself. I don't know. So what he does is he has like these bright white glasses, and he somehow gets his teeth highlighted as well. I don't know, maybe a black light or just messing with the colors in post. But he gets this such a unique look. Okay, so it's not just the videos, but also the movement that he does. It's almost like it's been sped up, but not. I really don't. I can't even describe it, but it's so well done and so unique. And then on top of that, he does a voice and everything. But he did a recent one which was about anti-vaxxers. He's kind of just taking the piss. Very short videos. He does 1, 2 or 2 minute videos. But yeah, highly recommend. But you really got to watch his latest video. Somebody comment on this video or on our SoundCloud or whatever. Somebody tell me how he does this. I don't
tell me his secret.
I don't know how he gets this style. Like the movement that he does is, I don't know. It's like maybe he's speeding it up, slowing it down, something like that. Or maybe, I don't know. Either way, it's really cool and highly recommend. Highly.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm curious. Who doesn't want to see something they've never seen before?
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know where this video came from, but it's a channel called Arm Wrestling TV.
Okay, nice. Is it literally just arm wrestling? Is that it?
Dude, it's nothing but arm
wrestling. What the fuck? How is that good?
1.4 million subs, right? Okay, so I watched, it was just on my homepage, and this video has 55 million views.
55 million. Oh my god.
Can you beat this schoolboy at arm wrestling? Okay. And it's this guy who goes by, I think, an alias of schoolboy, dresses all nerdy, top button done, maybe he wears glasses in real life, can't tell. But he's trying to downplay it, and he doesn't actually seem as strong or like like a bodybuilder. Obviously, it's more than just muscles when it comes to arm wrestling. But it's just a 20-minute compilation of just being in public where, just random people come over to try and beat him. And in all the clips, it's just so entertaining seeing him not even flinch, sometimes give them like this false sense of like they're going to win. And then he just takes it completely to the other side. And this channel does it for other people, not just this schoolboy guy. And yeah, all their videos are just compilations of like 1-minute arm wrestles and then another 1-minute arm wrestle video just put together. And the views they're raking is incredible. Clearly people love this, but yeah.
This is so...
so it's just so straightforward and
this is so strange.
Weird.
It's such ridiculous views. I mean, my God.
I don't know where that came from.
I can't see, like, I'm like, oh man, I gotta go out and check this. I gotta go watch this right now. I'm just amazed. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it reminds me of the trampoline one. It's just like when you just find out there's this whole side of the internet that there's probably a strong following. They probably have events and meetups, and you're like, for YouTube?
Yeah. What? It's like, it's a whole niche, but it's not even a niche. It's massive.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, okay. Very strange, very interesting, bizarre. Okay, my final one is this is just an interesting experiment, I guess you could say. But so a while back, Tom Scott did this cool video where he wrote some code that would update the title of the video to be the exact number of views that the video had gotten. So even now, we several months later, it is still up to date and working and accurate. Yeah. So this guy, the channel name is the Mr. Epic, and he basically makes Minecraft videos. He had this idea. Okay, what if somebody did that, but with something like, say, Minecraft? And that's what he's done. He set up all this code to place a random block in a Minecraft world for every view that the video gets.
Oh.
So it's basically, so the title of the video is "Watch this video, place one block." And then he also followed up with, well, not followed up, but also had a live stream going of the Minecraft world where this was happening, and just showed it, growing over time. And the way it's set up is that it is it's set up to be in this weird kind of spider tree like pattern, and it's cool. It's just cool. And he was saying, even I don't know what it's going to look like in the end, because it all gets placed, randomly, and there's a seed that, shapes it and stuff. But it's just a pretty cool little experiment, and yeah, pretty smart kind of thing. I'm just impressed at the ingenuity and like the idea that he had, and then actually trying to make it happen. And he had to talk to some people that can code and write Minecraft code and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I was just impressed with the video, and he's a relatively small channel, 250k subs, but this is nearing up 800k views. It's probably going to hit 1 million. Probably by the time this podcast is up, so we'll see. But yeah, just pretty interesting.
Yeah. Do they ever share that, or I don't know if it's like easily like public knowledge on how to share how to do it. I know like they make a video and talk about it, because other YouTubers do it. Like I know Mr. Beast has that, and like some of his of like, for every view I will pay $1 to this, and then it like updates the thumbnail, going back to the old Tom Scott idea. Just wonder, like, is it something we could literally try ourselves, or you actually do need like servers and equipment we don't have, as well as we that code isn't available.
Yeah, I really don't know. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure it's relatively easy. You just need, the video URL, and then you write some code that just looks at the. I don't know if they have an API for this. They probably do, but if not, you just look at the page. Yeah, I think you could do it.
Yeah, actually, that's true, because it's just updating a figure, which will be a like static part of the thumbnail.
Yeah. But as you say, there probably is code that people have put up, like open source and stuff, for that kind of thing. Yeah. All right, what else have you got for us in the video recommends?
Man, I don't know. When you gave us that one, and it's like I'm looking at my next one, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Okay, all right. So this one, I think it made me laugh, but if it doesn't make you laugh, don't think I'm a bad person. Okay, just a little disclaimer.
Wow. Okay, I'm intrigued now.
All right, so Drake and Josh. We all know Drake and Josh.
Oh, I love Drake and Josh.
All right, we got a good start to this. All right, so Josh, he's doing great, right? He's doing great. He's like been in David Dobrik vlogs. I think he's got a TV show now.
No.
Oh yeah. He was part of the vlog squad for a strong amount of time. Probably as much as Trisha was. But then he kind of moved away, and now he's got a new TV show. Anyway, on the other spectrum, the other side of the spectrum.
Oh, wait
Drake.
a second. Sorry, the other thing with Josh is he lost loads of weight, didn't he?
Yeah. He looks really good.
But that was still while the show was on. I remember because people said, like, it was like the final season of the show or something, and he lost loads of weight, and people said he's not as funny now that he's thin, which is harsh.
He's still got it.
So you say Josh is the one that's been in David Dobrik's videos and stuff?
Yes, yeah. Josh is, and he's doing well. He's got like you see his kid a lot as well in the vlogs too. He's a great dad.
Okay,
but
cool.
Drake has been going through, as soon as the show ended, they just went in two different directions. And Drake has just been going through like a lot of, I would say, substance abuse as well as some scandals. And he's just like not doing too great.
Damn.
And recently he's been in a court trial for reasons I don't really know. But he's just in court. And then somebody decided to make a video
oh God!
of him in court, but then for everything he says, because he's pleading guilty, for everything he says, they're putting the Drake and Josh laugh track to it.
Oh no! Oh man!
Oh yeah, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's. Wait, let's just move straight on. I mean,
dude, it's because it caught me by surprise. It's like I actually thought it was like a Drake and Josh episode. Till I saw that, I'm like, what the heck did I find myself in?
Oh my God.
Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, with that, let's move to our channels of the week, shall we? So, do you want to go first?
No. You know what? You go first. In fact, always go first.
Okay, fine. I'll just always go first.
Yeah.
Okay, so my channel of the week is...
Anyway, so my channel is...
I should have seen that coming. Okay, mine is SunnyV2, and I mentioned him briefly a few, maybe in last episode even, or the one before, I'm not sure. But... He's about 400k subs. He's had a lot of growth, actually, in not so long of a time. And he makes in-depth videos on mostly YouTubers, but some celebrities and things. So I mentioned the one he did about Notch, about how he made Minecraft, sold it for $2.5 billion, then got depressed and all this. And I've just been like watching a bunch of his different videos and stuff, and he'll chart the rise and fall, or just the rise in some cases, of different YouTubers, and it's really kind of it's just interesting. So the ones I've watched which are good, I enjoyed, were the Rice Gum one, and seeing some of the original content from Rice Gum was pretty fascinating. But
how far back are we talking? Because I don't think I even know what Rice Gum does.
Yeah, he goes as far back as he can, like all the way to the beginning. I mean, Ricegum started off just clowning on other YouTubers, like cringy videos and cringy young YouTubers, and just taking the piss out of them, that kind of thing. But although obviously he was a commentary channel and taking the piss and stuff, he was reasonably wholesome. You know, he was down to earth and thankful to his fans, and like, I appreciate that I can do this and all this. And then it showed him from that to nowadays or recent times, like, get $200 trainers right here, I got $500 jacket, like, I don't give a fuck, and just talking so much shit and just being a complete and utter dickhead, basically. But really interesting. Another I saw which was good was the Vitaly one.
Oh man, I can imagine that one.
Yeah, I mean, same. There's also one about Dan Bilzerian, which is also pretty interesting. But
wait a minute. Wait. Okay, what's the YouTuber again? Sorry, because I'm not
SunnyV2.
Okay, all right.
Why?
Carry on, because I felt like I've seen that Dan Bilzerian one.
Oh, really? I mean, it's 3 million views. You could well have it. The Dishonest Downfall of Dan Bilzerian is called.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And it basically shows. Yeah. It shows. Okay, what did he start out doing? How did he get famous? And it showed where his...
it was such a good... Yeah. Okay, I can definitely vouch it. Yeah, such a good video.
Yeah. And like, he's talking about where his money comes from, or where...
the trust fund
where Dan says it comes from, and where it actually probably came from, and why all of his stories and things sound like bullshit and just sound really dodgy. My criticism of the channel of Sunny would be he quite often puts in a lot of conjecture and him just guessing and giving his opinion without like real
mixing
evidence.
It with the facts.
Yeah. So, for example, we had he did this video about Vitaly, and how Vitaly is just like he's very similar to Dan Bilzerian now. He just vlogs his fancy lifestyle. He's out on the beach and he's got nice cars and he's got lots of women, and look at me, I'm really rich. That's his bag, basically. And he
Before
talks about
big incident.
And his Sonny's line of reasoning is, this guy's a liar. He used to lie about his pranks when he was a prank channel back in the day, and say they were real. He's lied about various other things, and he gave some examples. Then he goes, so he's probably lying about this lifestyle now. He goes away for, let's say, 2 weeks of the year, and he rents a nice car, and he pays women to hang around him. He takes loads of pictures and then posts them throughout the year. And it's like, That could well be correct. That's, I do think, as with everything on Instagram, I think his lifestyle is blown out of proportion, and a lot of it is kind of faked. But he kind of puts this out there, and he doesn't really have any evidence to kind of back it up. And it's just really like, well, he lied about his pranks, therefore he's a liar. Therefore he takes a holiday for 2 weeks of the year. And then post pictures from that for the remaining rest of the year. It's like, well, don't know if that's really the case. It's a bit of a jump to get to that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it is interesting watching his just in-depth ones. The stuff about...
he's definitely got the skill.
Yeah, he does. It's interesting him going, so I also watched some others, like the Keemstar one. He's done a lot about Boogie 2988, which
I can see.
He's very harsh on Boogie. he's very harsh on Boogie. I mean, he does.
Is it all just criticisms and downfalls?
No, I mean, some of them, like he did one on Critical. Or he's done a couple on Critical, and it's just talking about, how he's done really well, how he's done, good stuff and all that. So that they're not all downfalls. Definitely a lot of them are. But yeah, pretty interesting in general. Kind of
SunnyV2.
Yeah. Decent channel. If you're interested in YouTube or, the world of YouTube and YouTubers, definitely recommend. But just remember, when you're watching, just think critically, as with anything, but just think critically about stuff and think, okay, he's telling me this, but actually, what is the evidence for it? Because he hasn't really given any,
Yeah. Unless you're listening to us, then take everything we say.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my channel of the week. Recommended. Yeah. SunnyV2, 4K subs.
Yeah, it is a tough little area that he's in, because when you review, especially that many of like different YouTubers, like your analysis compared to like someone like me who actually did really look into Vitali's life before that incident of attacking that runner or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Like he has different like channels and like subscription stuff. It's like if you're gonna do research, you almost have to be a fan to like go in all of those areas rather than just take news titles and headliners to be your, bits of evidence. But I want to watch the Vitali one for sure, because it's like one of those where I know a lot, so be curious to see.
Oh, interesting. I would like to hear what your I'd like to hear what your opinion is on it.
But,
for sure.
No, but yeah, from the Dan Bills era, definitely. I can agree. Yeah, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So this channel is probably not going to take too long. Like in the title itself, you know what you're going to get. But it's called the Best Ever Food Review Show, and it's got 7 mil subs. And
I hate that name.
Man,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's just because I don't know why I've watched so much of it this past week. It's so easy, and I am entertained.
Okay.
And also because he's reviewing food across Asia.
So it's an individual.
For the most part. Yeah. So it's a guy called Sunny. He's from America, but I think the last 10 years plus he's been living in Vietnam more so, but just around Asia. He like fluctuates. And I haven't really gone that far back in time. Like the oldest video I've watched is like 3 years ago or something like that, and been watching upwards up until now. So yeah, he just finds fascinating food. It's usually street food is the focus. So, places where they do something to like, I don't know, like to the Western world, something weird to like squid, like their way of cooking it, what they add onto it. And, he gives a little introduction with every street food vendor. Sometimes it's a restaurant, and him, usually on his own, sometimes with a co-host, will just try interesting food. Like they'll try raw kidneys, which apparently is a delicacy in some areas, or he'll try sharks done in certain ways, like boiled in a certain way that you're like, that's not enough. It's going to be so rubbery. But it's just entertaining because he's trying it. And he's also a good host.
Yeah.
I will admit, I watched 3 episodes, and I did talk about this channel before. And I remember watching 3 episodes, and I was like, I can't stand this guy. Like, but he grows on you. I don't know what it is. I think it's because he's got such a narrator voice.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's a bit obnoxious, but when you actually see him and interact, he's very wholesome and innocent, and he's very like aware of himself, and he's aware of the person he's interviewing and like asking questions, and he's also quite funny. So he grows on you. That's what I will say. But when you get past that, it's like, it's just so easy. I find it like, when you get that thing when Chef Ramsay talks about like how to cook something correctly.
Yeah,
like even if I'm not going to cook it myself, you just listen.
So does he do some cooking himself?
He doesn't. No, he's basically like you and I, just getting the opportunity to try stuff that we don't really have the budget to go all over the world. And yeah, speaking of all over the world, it's not just Asia would be the most popular like continent in terms of like the food he's covering, but he does go to Africa quite a lot. I think he's been to Europe here and there, but those would be...
It's kind of like travel mixed with food, which has always been an amazing, it's such a good combo. I mean, there's been not only YouTube channels but TV shows and things based around exactly that, and it's good for a reason because it's really interesting. And just skimming his thumbnails, like, damn, he tries some crazy, very gross looking stuff.
Yeah, so you got some like rare chicken, some weird seafood.
God, some of it just looks foul.
Some of it looks definitely unappetizing, but there's some, because these videos are long. I say long, but like they're not like 10 minutes. They're usually to 20, and it's not just like that one thing. Like a popular thing he does in these videos is he has to spend $100 in 24 hours in like a street food market in that same area.
Oh, wow.
Then he'll end the video with probably the thing you see in the thumbnail.
Yeah. That must be that's quite cool because
that's actually the best part.
Street food in Vietnam or something, $100 cheap. That's gonna feed you for like a month.
Yeah, and then he's good at getting the locals involved, so not just the person making the food, because obviously a lot of people like probably see the cameras, see everything, and just like also get involved. And he's good at bringing them together. And his co-host choices as well are really good. But yeah, I mean, I just. Like in my downloads folder, I've got 3 that I'm ready to watch. Quite happy. And and how I mentioned it before, last bit is, I know when you download a video or you just casually watch it, it's in 1080p, but there's something about the quality of these videos. There's something about the camera they're using. It is like native 8K or something. and obviously downsides to us, because every time I watch it, I'm like, woo, that is a breath of fresh air.
Okay, good. I mean, for travel video as well, like that's impressive.
He's definitely surrounded by good stuff. Yeah.
Nice. That's sick. I'm actually really down to watch some of that. That sounds really interesting and cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to put my favorite, but I think I'll put one with just him, one with a good co-host, Calvin, and then another one from Japan where he's got a co-host. I can't remember her name, but I'll put those 3 and I'll just choose the best ones.
Okay, nice. Links in the description as always. I think that about wraps us up for this week. Next week is, well, it's the season finale. It's episode number 120 of the podcast. It's a big one. So make sure you tune in for that. Sub to us on iTunes, on YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll see you next week for the big finale.